I am Jojo Mathew from IAS. Target Prelim 2019 is the focus of our discussion. And today, I would like to talk some action plan and strategy for this preliminary exam. First of all, one should remember that people fail in preliminary exam mainly because of lack of strategy and a smart action plan. So you should be focusing on deliverable action plan right now so that you can succeed in this exam with ease and poise in the given time. There is nothing called a perfect preparation for civil service exam. And it is always relative. And you will never be satisfied with your preparation. Always you will see that there is something more could have been done very easily. So there is always a problem of your dissatisfaction because you might not be able to complete everything what you want the way you expect it to be done. See, preliminary is an elimination process. If you look at the total number of people who are applying for the exam, say around 12 lakh people are applying for the exam, and every year we can see that the number is increasing. And out of which, not all of them will go to the exam hall, around 6 lakh will appear in the exam. And even those who appear in the exam are not very serious. Not all of them are serious. So we can safely conclude that around 1.5 lakh people who appear are serious candidates. So that is a rough estimation. But generally that is what we see. Those who appear in the exam, when you go to the exam hall also, you can see half of the seats are empty. And then all those who are coming and appearing, you can easily make out from their, attitude and behavior that at least 3 out of 4 people are not very serious. So naturally, that is how we have concluded that around 1.5 serious candidates are there. Now, out of this, ultimately, around 14,000 to 15,000 will clear the preliminary exam. So, out of, say, 1.5 lakh serious candidates who are appearing in the exam, around 10% will clear the exam. And from this, say, around 3,000 are called for interview. 3,000 is a slightly higher number, 2.6 times, 3.6 to 2.7 times the total vacancies will be called for interview. Say, 900 final seats, 900 ranks, and out of which 180 IAS. So naturally, you can see that from 12 lakhs, it has come down to 180. So it is a big number. And if you look at the number of people who are thinking about preparing for civil service, it may be even more than that. So this is an elimination process. Eliminate right from the beginning. 12 lakhs apply. 6 lakh appearing in the exam. 1.5 quite serious. But only 10% will clear the serious, among the serious candidates, only 10% will clear. So that is around 15,000. From there again, say 3,000 will go for interview, 900 ranks, and say 180 IAS. So this is a serious elimination process. So we have to go through this process. Numbers should not deter you. Numbers should not frighten you. You need only one seat, and that you can always gain by hard work and smart work and effective work. To do a smart work, you need to know the nature of the exam or the way the questions are being asked. And we can always see that there is a lot of dynamic elements in this question paper. But at the same time, you need to know the traditional areas also. When we say dynamic, we can safely, if you see the previous 2-3 years of question paper, at least 1/3 of the questions are current related. But still, the 2/3 of the questions are from the traditional areas of history, geography, constitution, economy, etc. So, it's dynamic, but at the same time traditional. Most importantly, when you read newspaper or whatever newspaper material you have collected, the news which you have collected till now, always try to link it with traditional areas. And you can easily get a clue about what kind of questions can be asked. If there is a judgment on Article 21, please look into Article 21 more seriously. Or if there is a judgment on Article 19, then you make sure that all aspects of Article 19 you are studying very thoroughly and carefully. Similarly, in economic topics or even a geography topic, if a particular area is in news, So try to understand more about that particular area. Suppose Himalaya or the environmental degradation in news in a particular area, then study about that particular traditional subject, traditional area more seriously and more focused. That can be a sure shot way of identifying what kind of questions are being asked. So it is dynamic, but at the same time traditional, and the traditional areas are very important. See, 2/3 of the questions are still from the traditional areas. Especially questions like, areas like modern history, environment, and say polity. Almost 30 to 40% of the questions are coming from there. So one need to be very thorough about these traditional areas. You must revise these areas more frequently and more seriously. Now it's a time for doing a bit of smart work. Most of you were doing a lot of hard work in the past, say almost 1 year. Many of you might have been preparing for more than 1 year. You have collected a lot of material. You have a lot of information with you. You have written many notes. So this is a time to consolidate rather than looking at new material, further more new material. You should not be looking at more material right now. Consolidate the existing material. Focus on an integrated preparation right now. What is that integrated preparation we talk about? You revise and consolidate what you collected till now, whatever you have read till now, whatever you have underlined, whatever notes you have made, please make sure that you are revising. But at the same time, see, one big mistake people do at this stage is they are focusing only on revision or just reading after reading. But this is also the time for practice questions. You must practice as maximum as possible. That is why ALS has launched this prelim score program, that platform, the online test platform, whereby you can practice questions on a daily basis. Chapter-wise, subject-wise, you can practice. And your success will depend on how many questions you practice from now onwards. Try to practice as maximum as possible so that you have a habit of solving multiple choice questions in the best possible manner. So the focus is on integrated preparation. Integrated means studying and revising on one hand. At the same time, almost equal time you should be spending for practicing these questions so that through practice, you are actually revising your syllabus again and again. So your focus should be on revision and practice. While revising any particular area, say for example, geography or say polity, please don't start now from first chapter to the last chapter. Please look into the previous year questions. Say last 10 years question paper is a nice indication of from where the questions are being asked regularly. Identify those chapters and topics from where questions are repeatedly asked. Your focus should be on those chapters where maximum number of questions have been asked already, so that you can practice maximum number of questions from there. Study those chapters first. It should not be from first chapter to the last chapter. Identify the chapter. It may be the 5th chapter where maximum questions are being asked. So study that first. Solve maximum questions there. When you solve more questions, you will learn how to eliminate the unwanted options also. So this is a game whereby this is what we call it as the smart work. You are not studying cover to cover. You are identifying the most important areas by looking into the previous year questions and then focusing on those chapters more than any other chapter. So that will give a good indication of what is to be studied in the given time. And that is why in our prelim score platform, I have solved all the previous year questions chapter wise so that you can easily understand from where maximum number of questions are being asked. Please look into that, solve as maximum as possible and improve your success rate, improve your strike rate, reduce your silly mistakes. Silly mistakes can be reduced only through repeated revision and practice. There are no shortcuts. It's not about how many new material you read now. It's about how many times you are able to revise the same material again and again, but on a prioritized basis, not from cover to cover. That will be your strength. That will be your success. And let us start it with full effort. I am sure success will be with you and you cannot fail in this preliminary this time if you focus with full effort and might right from now onwards. I would like to focus on a 10-day strategy each. In fact, we have almost 90 days, say from today. But rather than thinking about what will you do in the 90 days, you should always divide your work into small units and you should focus and you should have a strategy for 10 days in front of you. So I will be discussing in the coming video, in the next video, I'll be talking about what should you do in the next 10 days. So we can have a 10-day strategy each, so that you will achieve certain target in the next 10 days, and then we can always review, revise, and again move forward for the further next 10 days. So I'll be, in a day or two, I'll be launching another video where I'll be discussing what should you do in the next 10 days, say between 80 days to 90 days, between that time for the preliminary exam, what one should do and what we can do. So this can be a strategy discussion where you can concentrate and focus on a particular style, so that your efficiency and your output can be much better. So happy learning and happy preparation, and see you in the next video.